Here we're asked to solve this triangle by finding all of its side lengths and its missing angle measure. It would be real nice if this was a right triangle, but since it's not, we look to use either law of sines or law of cosines to help us solve it. How I'm going to determine which law I'm going to use is whether or not I have a pair. And by a pair, I mean an angle and its opposite side. Since I have both angle z and side z, that means I can use law of sines. The law of sines tells us that the ratio of the sine of an angle to its side is going to be the same no matter which angle and opposite side we're talking about. So if I want to look at the sine of z and how it's related to side z, that's going to be the same as the sine of y and the way that it's related to the side y. I have most of these values that I can plug in here. So I have that z is 28 degrees and side z is 18. I know that angle y is 78 degrees, but I don't know what side y is. Now that I have these two ratios that are equal to each other, I can solve it by cross multiplying. So y times the sine of 28 is equal to 18 times the sine of 78 degrees. Last thing to do is divide both sides by the sine of 28 degrees, and then move over to the calculator and let it calculate. When it's all finished, we see that y is equal to 37.503. So that will be our side length. Since I have two of the three angles in our triangle, finding the measure of angle x isn't very difficult to do. We just start with 180 degrees, subtract off the 28 and the 78 degrees that we've already used, and we'll be left with 74 degrees. And I have one more side to go. I can go back to using law of sines in the same way. I have that the sine of z is related to side z, just like the sine of x, that's 74 degrees, is related to side x. We're going to do the exact same thing of cross multiplying first. And then dividing by that 28. So x will be 18 times the sine of 74 degrees over the sine of 28 degrees. Head over to the calculator and let it calculate. When it's all finished, we get 36.855. And now the triangle solved.